Good morning, students. I hope you all are fine. Again, this year, due to COVID 19, we cannot be able to have teaching in traditional way. So, through online class, I will try my best to let you understand all the topics. Today, I will discuss part A, employability skill. The first unit, that is communication skill. First of all, you have to know what is communication. Communication has been defined as the act of giving, receiving, or exchanging information, ideas, and opinions so that the message is completely understood by both the involved parties, that is the sender as well as a receiver. Students, whenever we are communicating with others, then in that case we have the five elements. Okay, the first one is sender. Whenever you are going to have a communication, then first of all, sender is responsible in this communication. Okay, sender is the person or entity originated the communication. If I'm speaking to you, I will be the sender. Okay, and my words, that will be message. Okay, so message can be the voice, text, graphics, videos, audio, whatever. Okay, it depends on you that which type of message you want to transmit. Now the next part is encoding. Whenever I have to send important data, then I must encrypt my data so that the data cannot be leaked. And if in case anyone hack my data, he cannot be able to read it. So encoding must take place from the sender's end. Okay, now the next part is the channel. Okay, so what channel you are using to send the message to the recipient? If you are sending through email, the message is to be sent through email, then internet will be your channel. Now the next part is your decoding. As from the sender ends, your data is encrypted, and directly encrypted data is sent to the receiver cannot be able to understand. Just now you can see in the picture, a boy is sending message, yes, to a girl. Okay, if suppose the data is already encrypted, if the data is already encrypted and this encrypted data is sent directly to a girl, girl cannot be able to read the data because the data is already what? Encrypted. So anyhow at the receiver end, here the data must be what? Yes, decrypted. That means the data which is, yes, converted, yes, into non-readable form, that non-readable form has to be changed into original form, so that yes, the receiver can be able to yes, read your message. Students, as your receiver has read the message, then you need the feedback. Whatever message I send, whether it is yes, to the point, or whether the message that is sent to her is yes, fruitful or not. Okay, so sometimes whenever we are purchasing anything from Flipkart, Amazon, wherever, yes, that organization, that merchant needs the feedback from the customer side. You give me 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 stars, 5 stars. So as per that, the yes, merchant can know that what is the response from the customer end. Students, there are three basic methods of communication. First one is verbal, next one is non-verbal, and the last one is visual communication. Now, what is verbal communication? Just you can see on the screen the definition of verbal communication. It includes sounds, words, language, and speech to express your feeling. Speaking is one of the most effective and commonly used way of communicating, as it helps in expressing our emotions only in words. First one is interpersonal communication. Students, interpersonal communication, in this form of communication, there are two individual parties which can yes, express his feeling only by the help of words, and that words yes, can be formal or informal. Next one is the written communication. This form of communication involves writing words. It can be letters, circulars, reports, manuals, SMS, social media chats, etc. But it can be between two or more people. It should not be one to one. Okay, it can be one to one, it can be, but especially we use this one with more parties. Now, next one is small group communication. This type of communication takes place when there are more than two people involved. Each participant can interact and converse with the rest. Now, the next one is the public communication. Students, this type of communication takes place when one individual addresses a large gathering. That means public address. Suppose I am going to yes, narrate a story. Okay, and this opportunity is given yes to me, and I have to address to my students. So here, yes, it will be public communication where I am going to address not a single student, many students. Okay. So when I am talking about the verbal communication, then the verbal communication is divided in two parts. Okay. First one is the oral communication and next one is the written communication. Now, what is oral communication? In oral communication, spoken words are used. It includes face-to-face conversation, speech, telephonic conversation, video call, radio, television, etc. Students, you can see here, yes, you have to express your feeling only by speaking. Okay, that means if suppose I am addressing to you and I am using just Zoom platform and here I am speaking, okay, then it will be my oral communication. So it has its advantages and disadvantages. So what will be the advantages of oral communication? First of all, it will save your time. Okay, directly you are addressing. Here you will be not having your notes, you will study, yes, you will think and then you will speak. Okay, next one, it brings a quick feedback as it is face to face. As after giving this speech, you can get the instant feedback from your students. Next one, disadvantages of oral communication. Yes, in this communication, yes, one get less time to think about what he or she is delivering. Okay, that means whatever the thoughts that comes to your mind, as per that you speak. Okay, next one, quick reaction may leads to arguments. So whenever you are addressing to someone, yes, please be specific. Okay, don't try to add, yes, some arguments, okay, which can let you, yes, have a problem while addressing. Okay, so you should be to the point. Okay, you don't try to have flattering over there. Yes, maybe some of the people, yes, who are serious, they will not join you, they will quit. Now the next part is written communication. In this mode, the written signs or symbols are used to convey the message. The message can be printed, handwritten, text, SMS, emails, etc. So in this communication, you can take help of your book and have your notes and you can send it via mail, yes, to other one. Okay, so here you have no, yes, expression of words. Here you can share your written text, whether that text is having graphics, having text, okay, images, whatever. Now, what are the advantages of written communication? It gives enough time to the sender to face the message. As you know, whenever you are going to write anything, okay, you can go through those all sentences or paragraph, yes, more than one time, unless there is no mistake in your contents. Okay, that is called proofreading. Next, the message can be edited and correction can be done many times. That means you can have correction. Yes, if suppose there is any mistake, yes, there in the word, you can correct it. Okay, so you have, yes, the freedom, yes, to change your text. Okay, unless your text is not correct. Next one, record can be maintained. See, in oral communication, you can have your, yes, voice recorded, and that will be your what? That will be that will be your evidence. Okay, in written communication also you can have your text as evidence. Whenever anyone is sending mail to you, yes, that mail, yes, will come, yes, in your inbox. That is also your evidence. Okay, now next one is disadvantages of oral communication. It does not bring instant feedback that we get in oral. Suppose you are sending the mail, okay, and the mail has already reached, yes, to the receiver, okay, but receiver has not read the mail, then how you can get the feedback? Unless the receiver will not read, he or she cannot give the feedback. Okay, so here you have to wait. Next, it takes more time composing a written message. Okay, because you have to go through that text again and again. So here obviously it will take time, yes, to compose your written message. Now I will be coming to the second part. The first part, verbal communication, which already I discussed. Now, the next communication is non-verbal communication. It is the expression or exchange of information or message without using any spoken or written words. In other words, we can send signals and messages to others through expression, gesture, posture, touch, space, eye contact, and paralanguage. Students, here neither you can speak nor you can write the text. This is another way of a communication. Okay, here you have to show your action. Using action, other people can know. Okay, first part, that is called the gesture. If I am raising, suppose anyone is teaching in the class, and if you have a query, you can raise your hand. This is non-verbal communication. Here you are not speaking. Raising hand says everything. It says that you have doubt in that topic. Shaking hand with people, this is also gesture, my dear. Yes, saying namaskar, this is gesture. Okay, now next one is expression. Expression, that is on your face. If you are angry, your face just gets changed. Any people can know that you are angry. If you are smiling, it means you are happy. Okay, so the second is your expression. Third one is your body language. Okay, you know, whenever you are, yes, sharing your thoughts, okay, with the people, Okay, there you can have the different actions. Okay, so these all actions come under the body language. Now, the last one is the visual communication. Visual communication is the transmission of ideas and information with the help of symbols. It includes signs, drawings, animation, colors, etc. See, in visual communication, there you have the different symbols, and that symbol will say, yes, many things. Yes, like suppose you are driving the car, okay, and there you have the traffic light, okay, and if it is red, you can understand that I have to stop my vehicle. Okay, so it is which type of communication? It is visual communication. Under construction, sometimes you see, yes, side of the road, yes, it shows, yes, a symbol, and that symbol says that some construction is going over there, where you have no entry. Okay, no parking zone, you have this type of symbol. It says that you cannot park your vehicle over there. Okay, same for the danger warning under CCTV surveillance. It means that, yes, wherever you are standing, each and every part is recorded. Okay, now, no pets allowed. Okay, no entry. Yes, radiation. Yes, no mobile phone. Okay, so by these symbols, you can understand that what I have to do and what I have to not do. Now, what are the advantages? It is very effective on people who may not have the ability to read. Yes, a person who is illiterate. Illiterate, it means that he can speak but he cannot read. Okay, in that case, visual communication will be very important, yes, for him. Like showing apple. Okay, not writing a double ple, only showing this one. Yes, the people can understand. If suppose you are going to address to local peoples, okay, villagers, you can say it. In that case, if you will show the slides having the text, they will not understand. So in that case, you have to go for the symbols. You have to go for the signs so that people can understand, yes, what you want to let them know. Next one, disadvantages of visual communication. Visual communication is more time consuming and expensive also. Suppose, yes, when you were in nursery class, you were having audio and visual. Okay. Now, audio and visual, whenever audio and visual is made, it takes, yes, maybe 1 month or 2 months to make the video. Okay, and see, it is not a day that yes, that you have started your work, made the audio video and presented to someone, because it has the animation also. Okay, like A for apple, B for ball, like that. Okay, so such animations, if you are going to make, okay, so surely it will be time consuming and expensive also, because for that you have to go for the different softwares. Okay, now student, my next part is the significance of feedback in communication cycle. Students, whenever you are addressing to someone, okay, after that you need the feedback. How I spoken. Maybe some of the students, yes, can say, can have the negative feedback. Okay, your pronunciation was not up to the mark. It just boosts you. How? You will understand, oh, this is lacking in me, so I will improve. Someone can give you positive feedback, yes, which will let you, yes, be confident. Okay, so that whenever next time you will give a speech, you will not hesitate. Okay, so feedback is, I'm not saying that when you are addressing, sometimes when you are purchasing any product from the online platform, yes, those merchants need the feedback, so it is your written feedback. Okay, now what is feedback? Feedback is a consequence of performance. Feedback plays an important role in communication because it tells both the source and the receiver how their messages are being interpreted. Here, if suppose you are sending the message, okay, whether that message is good for, yes, the receiver or not. Okay, or suppose you are purchasing, just now I have given you, yes, an example that if you are purchasing your product, there also they need your feedback. Okay, if suppose you are, yes, going to have, or you are going to join the workshop, okay, there also you have the feedback form. Okay, why they are demanding the feedback? Okay, yes, so from the people, so that whatever it is lacking, yes, that can be ignored in the next workshop. Okay, now there are different types of feedback. Okay, first one is descriptive feedback, next one is oral feedback, third one is written feedback, and the last one specific or and non-specific feedback. So one by one I am going to explain, yes, that. The first one is descriptive feedback. Now, what is descriptive feedback? Students, descriptive feedback is a specific information in the form of written comments or verbal conversation that help to learner understand what she or he needs to do in order to improve. Next one is your oral feedback. Oral feedback is provided verbally. Yes, it is, you can say it is accompanying with the interaction between the giver and the receiver. Okay, now the third one is your written feedback. Written feedback is done through writing instead of speaking. Yes, written feedback is usually given after a task. Yes, next one is your specific. Now, specific feedback provides detailed and particular information on what the person did well or poorly. And the last one is non-specific feedback. Now, non-specific feedback is sometimes called as general feedback. It is very general, yes, such as good job, or you did great. Okay. Now, the next part is measures to overcome barriers in communication. Students, barrier can damage the clarity and the meaning of the message. The intended communique will often be disturbed and twisted, leading to a condition of misunderstanding and will make the entire process of communication futile. These barriers can block, filters, or destroy the message, and it is that is encoded and sent. Okay, now first of all, you have to know the different barriers. First one is your what is a physical barrier? Physical barrier is the environment and natural condition that acts as a barrier in communication, in sending message from sender to receiver. Suppose I'm giving one example. I'm teaching to my students and my room is hot. Okay, I cannot be able to give full concentration, yes, to my students while giving the lecture. Okay, in this condition, yes, I cannot be able to teach properly. It means that, yes, environment is not good for me. Okay, so this is the physical barrier of effective communication. Next one is linguistic barrier. Yes, the inability to communicate using a language is known as language barrier to communication. Suppose I am speaking in English, but you cannot understand my language. Yes, you are from other state, okay, from Odisha, yes, Oriya language, okay, and if I speak, you cannot be able to understand. Maybe some people that has come from Gujarat knowing Gujarati language, okay, yes, they also cannot be able to understand. So this is called the linguistic barrier. Now the next one is interpersonal barrier. Barrier to interpersonal communication occurs when the sender's message is received differently from how it was intended. It is also very difficult to communicate with someone who is not willing to talk or express their feelings and views. Like, you know, sometimes it happens to you, okay, whenever you are going to address to your friend, you become nervous, okay, you hesitate, yes, to speak. Or one good example I am giving you, okay, this is also called the interpersonal barrier. Suppose anyone who has not done good for me, okay, and when I am communicating, yes, with them, okay, so what the thinking that will comes to the user's mind, yes, that means he is not good, okay, he is not polite, he is not humble, yes, last time he cheated me, that all thing that will come to his mind. This is called the interpersonal barrier. Next one is the organizational barrier. Okay, organizations are designed on the basic of formal hierarchical structure that follow performance standard rules and regulations, procedures, policies, behaviors, norms, etc. Every organization, yes, educational institution also have their own norms, rules and regulations. as per that you have to follow. If suppose if you are talking, yes, with your friend, the way you will talk, the same way you cannot talk to your principal, or you cannot talk to the higher authority. This is called the organization barrier. Next one is cultural barriers. Cultural barriers is when people of different cultures are unable to understand each other. Suppose I'm going to address to the people, and the people, they have come from different regions. Okay, maybe in their culture that is not good. In my culture it is good. Yes, in their culture, yes, that is not good. So this is also a barrier. So whenever you are addressing to your people, to your audience, yes, you have to be general. Okay. Now students, these were the barriers. Okay, and now how you will overcome barriers. Okay, yes, to effective communication. First one, use simple language whenever you are addressing, because you know the people, maybe some peoples are literate and some people are not literate. Okay, maybe there you can have the three categories: highly educated, educated, non-educated. So you have to not think only about the highly educated person. You have to think in general. So you try to use the simple language. Next, do not form assumption on culture, region, or geography. That means you have to not point out, yes, to any religion. Okay, because there are many peoples. Some peoples, they, yes, belong to Hinduism, Muslims, Sikhism. Okay, so please be specific and don't deviate yourself, yes, to culture, religion, or the geography. Okay, next one, try to communicate in person as much as possible. Try to be individual. Okay, yes, try to communicate. If you have more time, then one by one you communicate to your people. Okay, there you have a lot of experience also. You will get a lot of feedback also if it will be one to one. One to many also they can have the feedback, but one to one will be good for you. Next one, use visuals. Okay, try to have the videos. Okay, instead of text. If suppose you are going to, yes, address to your people, okay, then try to use the video clips. Okay, next one, take a help of a translator to overcome differences in language. Okay, students, whenever, yes, you are going to address, yes, to the audience, then in that case you must take a help of a translator. Whenever you speak, yes, that language will be converted into their language. Suppose you have gone to south. Okay, yes, you have gone to, yes, Chennai or wherever, there you have no Hindi medium. Okay, then there will be a translator who will convert your language into Tamil language. Okay, okay, Malayalam language, whatever. Next one, be respectful of others' opinion. Okay, that means whenever anyone is giving opinion, okay, whether it is good or bad, don't be harsh. Yes, take those all opinions. Maybe harsh opinion can boost up your confidence. Okay, students, these all were the topics. I hope you all have understood. Yes, these all topics. Thank you, my dear.